Tell you what, I was impressed when you went jogging with Malinauskas. He's very fit. You seem to keep up with him pretty well. But how has he managed to raise his profile so significantly there in just a few months?
Yeah, it's quite surprising, really, Kieran, how much of a change there's been, especially because personally, I thought during the pandemic he was really struggling with airtime, while in the meantime we had the Premier speaking really every day in those COVID press conferences. So there's certainly been a big change, a lot of momentum. I think it's probably perhaps the fact that while the Premier was so busy working with Grant Stevens and Nicholas Spurrier, he was able to be in the background talking to a lot of people. I'm here at the Labor HQ today, and of course there's more journalists here than politicians at the moment. There's in fact just one in the room. Now let's
One's all you need, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're obviously a Labor senator. Now just talk to us. A strategy that the Labor Party has taken seems to be to run young women in those 4 marginal seats on the Liberal Party's side that are held by a very thin margin. Was that a deliberate strategy, and why?
Yeah, look, I think we've seen over the past few years or the past few elections that voters want a parliament which is more diverse, a parliament which more broadly reflects the Australian population. And we've seen voters get behind women candidates. I mean, these are for young women. Most of them have young families as well, very in touch with their communities, have been out there on the doors listening to people. So I think they've done a great job, and I'm really hopeful that they can bring it home.
So from your perspective, it was a deliberate strategy. Now, let's just talk about any particularly memorable moments that you've seen today. Have there been anything that really stands out to you?
Yeah, look, I think from some of the boos we've been seeing some emotions running really high in a positive way. I mean, I have a candidate out in the seat of Hammond who was actually embraced by an ambulance officer today who thanked her for sticking up for him and for his issues and for his workforce. We've also had, voters coming up to us who've voted Liberal their whole life, a 94-year-old woman today, but who'll be voting for Lucy Hood because she felt like Lucy listened and cared. So there's a lot of personal interaction, a lot of people sharing their personal stories about why a Labor government matters to them.
Marielle, I have to say that probably one of the most memorable moments is when the opposition went to shake a man's hand and his pants fell down at the same time. What are your thoughts on that? Anything particularly, any ALP response or not really?
Not an ALP response, just, grateful in these times that doesn't happen to you.